always tell people na pag kaming dalawa, para kami naka-bonus round. Like in a video game, when you hit a jackpot, it kind of feels like nagda-double yung
synergy.
skill.
Para siyang metaphor siya ng just realizing the distance of the earth from the sun. And this is our tiny home. So I found my home.
Oh.
Good God.
Hi, I'm Anthony Pangilinan.
And I'm Maricel, Laxa-Pangilinan.
And welcome to Marriage is a Marathon.
The podcast season 2.
Season 1, kami lang nag-usap nun. Ngayon po, we realize that marathons are for communities. You run with people who have run before you, your coaches, or those who want to try it for the first time. So we decided to invite some friends who are also in the journey of marriage. And today is a very exciting day.
Yes, so we will run our marriage, which is a marathon, one step at a time, with these people.
Yes, and today we have
Gab and Myke.
Salomon.
Myke and Gab.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Myke.
Because hindi natin alam kung
What time nila pinapakinggan mo?
So sabi nila, first time daw sila mag-guest sa podcast na about their marriage.
Yes.
Kasi command naman tayo nag-invite eh.
Ayun.
True, we can't say no to you.
No, but at the same time, they always guest in podcasts promoting
Usually to
your
promote a
shows.
show or for like a friend.
Oh my God, first time.
Yeah,
first
so this is
time.
about marriage. And also I feel parang newlyweds pa kami. So
Woo!
sometimes when
Oh.
people ask about our marriage, what do we say? Kasi we've known each other longer than our marriage pa. So parang, so interesting to see what we
So
end up
married for 3
talking about.
years, and
Yes.
you've known each other for how long?
We've known each other for 11, 12 years.
for a long time.
For
Yeah.
yes.
So ilan
Over
years
a
kayo
decade.
mag-on
Oh wow.
bago kayo kinasal?
I don't know kung ginagamit pa ng
Jowa,
mga tao.
ilan?
The funny thing I think about me and Myke, we met each other at the workplace. Talaga. So when people ask about our marriage, automatic, kasi sometimes they say love or work. Parang it's like automatic, though love is part of the work and
How
the
long
work is
na?
part of
Before
the
you
love.
got married, were you steadily dating?
Oh my gosh.
Mga ilan?
Sige.
5,
Nagbibilang
6,
ka
7
ba?
years? Ilan?
Ikaw sumagot. Hindi ko alam eh.
I know the year. 14,
Eksakto.
15.
14, 15.
We met 14.
Uh-huh.
And then I think official 15.
Okay, so
16?
15, nag-ano na kayo.
Yes. We
And
got
then how
together.
long did it take before you got married? So 5 years. You got married
No, okay.
20.
I have a
20.
trivia.
Okay, go,
It
go,
took
go.
a pandemic.
Yes, it took a pandemic to make us realize na parang I think it's time to really
You
because
couldn't
we
take
didn't
the
really have plans.
social.
I mean,
They couldn't take the social distance.
yes, no, there were no specific plans kasi. And then parang actually 2019, I remember I made my first investment like condo. I thought I would move into because I already moved out when I was 25, and then I made an investment condo, and then I told him kung sa turnover ng condo hindi pa tayo kasal, ako lang lilipat doon.
Oh my God. Yung pala yun. Yung pala
para lang may I mean there's some of course we knew we would end up getting married.
Yeah.
So mga 4 or 5 years kayo
Yeah.
magkasama
So,
before you decided
ano,
to.
ah?
Yeah, something
No
like that.
choice ka na.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Ganun na.
Okay, okay.
Wala
okay.
na akong no choice.
Wala
Okay,
nang
okay.
no
Pero
choice.
yung pero I didn't know when he was gonna propose.
Yeah,
To be
but you
fair.
already told him that. So it's just a
No,
matter
but
of
that
time,
was-
di ba?
Imagine that was pre-pandemic. So and then parang I think he had like about 5 years. So within those 5 years, I didn't know. Remember?
Eh, syempre, nautang muna na. Nagtrabaho muna, nagpundar muna.
Invest on things.
Oo
Yeah.
nga, ganyan.
I mean, it was within that time frame naman that we ended up putting up Barefoot Theater Collaborative, which was our theater company.
Wait. So, theater, pinag-uusapan natin dito. So, everybody, well, most know you in theater, doing productions that are so romantic, diba? Tungkol sa pag-iibigan. Pero, ganun din ba kayo sa bahay? Ganun rin ba kayo? Sa nakikita nila sa stage, off stage, backstage?
In other words, romantic ba kayo?
I can say yes, pero we don't
You don't sing to each other.
no naman. Sa backstage hindi kasi may inggit yung iba. Professional kami. So sa bahay okay.
Do you actually sing together, dance, or what?
Minsan jamming, but
Okay,
then
okay.
bihira. Actually, not a lot, diba? Parang, I think we like going on adventures together.
Okay.
Parang mahilig kami sa
You
road
like
trip.
exploring together.
Yeah, mahilig
Yes.
kami sa road trip. Pero backstage, if like in the professional sense, I remember, because nga, nanliligaw siya, we were doing a show together. And I remember sometimes I'd find bread under my dressing room table. And then parang, as in, I remember to specific, tout le jus, wala na atang tout le jus. Pero parang I found like a sesame.
Yun ang ano mo.
Yeah,
Yun ang
he would
Breaking
panliligaw mo.
bread.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He would leave like small gifts under my dressing room table.
And I'm sure pag scene nyo na feel mo yung
That
line mo,
time.
di ba?
That time, hindi pa kami romantic leads
Nung
together.
natypan mo na siya, I'm sure you had a show together. Hindi pa kayo kinasal. Nililigawan mo pa lang siya,
Yeah.
pero mean na mean mo yung sinasabi mo. Ninanamnam mo talaga. Was it?
Nakakatawa.
Did that ever happen that you were in a show, in a play, and the lines were so sakto to someone who's courting somebody and you really felt it? No.
Yeah.
Meron naman.
So, tinotoo.
Tinotoo
Totoo
mo.
na.
No, I remember doing a musical with her last 2023.
Okay, hindi pa kayo nun?
Hindi, kami na yun. It was our
Our
first.
first
musical
show
together
as a married couple.
Okay.
And that musical is about breaking up.
Yes, it was called The Last 5 Years by Jason Robert Brown.
Yeah.
And then it was about a couple who talked about their 5 years together, but they end up breaking up.
Napanood natin.
Oh.
Yes.
Ah,
He won
iyak yun,
Best
ah.
Actor for that.
Wow.
Okay,
Pero
iyak
yun.
Pero hindi mo tinotoo. Tinotoo mo yung feeling na mahal mo. Ganon.
Yeah, there was
Hindi yung breakup.
a scene where we get to
Yeah.
to
Show your
spend
love. Yeah.
time on stage together because it was written to be
It was-
like a different timeline
Yeah.
for both.
So it was the only time in the show that we would sing and be on stage together, and that was the marriage.
The proposal, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the realest part of the show.
Tanungin mo yung
Yeah,
yung,
ito nga
yung approach
eh.
mo na ginagawa mo
Kasi-
sa akin.
Actually,
No, she'll
curious
ask
lang
you.
si Anthony. Kasi, di ba, pareho kayo nasa theater. Marami kayong mga lines na binabato to each other. Gusto niyang tanungin ko to kasi naalala niya na nung bago kaming mag-asawa, meron akong mga lines sa pelikula ko na ginagamit ko sa kanya
Like
pa
what?
nag-aaway kami.
He would say something, napanood ko na yan.
No, like what?
Laki ka lang. I don't know. Sabi ko, napanood ko
Tapos
na yan.
sasabihin niya, alam ko anong pelikula yan, napanood ko yan. Meron din ba kayong ganon?
Do you actually tell each other the lines that you tell each other in the play?
Well, sometimes
real life?
to review lang yun. Because
Review.
not like in movies kasi one take lang siya tapos na. So I mean, we have to do it for 3 months.
Do you actually find yourself like in an argument and you feel like it's
Sakto
like
yung
you're
line.
it looks like you're in a play?
You know what?
Or-
It's more of when it's joy. Parang
Okay,
it's the lines come out, the beautiful lines from our shows come out when it's, 'di ba? Yung parang, for example, si Myke, he used his lines from Mula sa Buwan when he proposed to me, which was the show we were doing.
Okay, ano yung line?
Oh, naalala mo.
Natandaan mo. Line mo.
Nung nag-propose ka?
Ano yung sinabi mo?
It was borrowed. So
Kaya nga.
inano ko
Kaya
siya.
Ano
Oh.
nga?
Maaari ka bang imbitahan maging
Kasintahan.
kasama,
Kakasama.
katuwang at kakampi sa habang
Because you
buhay?
proposed on stage, di ba?
Yes. On our closing night of Mula sa Buwan. So we were both still in costume. So imagine he proposed to me with a long nose.
So, ano yung sagot mo? Linya mo rin?
No, I was shocked. Kasi
didn't
nga, it was a
expect. You didn't
proposal. No. Not at all. I didn't know, kasi usually, di ba, people can sense. Kaya siguro kasi closing siya, and it was our first show back after the pandemic. And then, parang, totoo pala yung everything disappears when that happens. Yung I forgot that we were in a theater with 1,800 people.
Wow.
And parang when I look back, we spent weeks watching our videos over and over because it felt so unreal. Tapos parang, my God, dami palang tao noon. It didn't feel like that. Yun. Pero it was those lines na tumatak talaga.
So, ganun din ba talaga kayo sa buhay na pag nagsusorry ka, you say sorry during a play? Pag, pag meron kang gustong propose, ipopropose mo during a play? Ganun
No
ba talaga?
naman. Sometimes it's a talk. Theater is talk therapy.
What do you mean? Can you explain? Paano nagiging talk therapy yun?
When we perform kasi we always bank on truth.
You're not
it's always
portraying
supplied.
a role. You are that role.
Yeah.
You have to
Ganon.
mean it
Yeah.
so that it will communicate to the audience.
How can it heal? How can it be therapy? You know, how can it
sometimes we
help
don't
you?
get to say things in real life, so it's an exercise.
Okay rin yun,
It's
ano?
a form of expression din. Siguro parang, because at least for both of us, I remember when he proposed, I was like, it's so fitting that he proposed on stage because it's also where both of us feel so at home. Because nga, that's where we grew and that's where, I mean, as individuals, that's our form of expression, that's our art form. So parang, when we're on stage, sometimes, it's easier to express or to communicate as opposed to when we're as ourselves.
Gotcha.
Diba? Parang there's difficulty in finding the right words.
Nakakatulong pala yun, ano?
Oo.
Nakakatulong pala magkasama kayo sa stage because sometimes you can't express certain things.
Yeah.
And you realize, wow, this is what I wanted to say. And
Yeah.
it's in the script of this actual play.
Yes, we usually use art to
Yeah.
as a highest form of communication.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
I first asked her to be my girlfriend,
Galing nga
I
eh.
said it in a song.
Oh,
Actually, he admitted to me that he was in love with me through a song.
But not on stage.
Not on stage.
Di naman,
He,
di naman.
ano yun, parang hinatid niya ako with the jazz. Hinatid niya ako sa bahay. And then before going down, and wala akong idea, we were friends, as in really good friends, spending a lot of time together with other friends. But this time, he was gonna drop me off at home.
Yeah.
and then what did you
earlier
sing?
that
What
day,
did you sing? I wanna know.
earlier that day, I wanted to tell her
Uh-uh.
at the end of the day. So I recorded a song.
Okay.
So
As in,
recorded siya. You didn't sing it live.
I
did
recorded
that.
the song. It's an original song. I just wrote it.
He just
That
expressed
day,
his
and then-
feelings.
Do you
Ano, so what,
remember
when you
it?
recorded, so you played it.
He played it. Before I went down, as in, I was like,
He
thanks for
played
the
it.
ride. And then he goes, wait, I have to tell you something.
Wow.
Ano, sa
And then he
kotse?
played
Yung
it.
radyo
Yeah.
ng kotse?
Yes. My Honda Jazz.
Gusto ko malaman kung natatandaan mo pa yung song.
Ako natatanda.
Yeah, she sang it
I sang
during
it
our
during our wedding.
Can you sing it?
Parang,
One line.
remember, like, I used it in our vows, when
Mm.
in our wedding vows, I sang the song back to him.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it's a song
I
that I've been
remember
making
this. I
him.
remember this, yeah.
It was a song I kept making him sing to me live, but he was like, I can't sing it again because it was.
She sang it better than me.
What did I say?
Kung
Kung naghahanap ka ng kakampi na lagi lang sa iyong tabi, sa kahit na anong sandali, ako sana'y sabihan, ako sana'y asahan, kung nalunod ka sa luha ng kahapon, humawa ka sa aking kamay, sabay tayong aahon.
yakapin.
Oh, alam mo naman eh, kantahin mo na. Yakapin.
I like to hear it from you.
Yakapin.
Ano ba,
What's it? Just the last line.
Niligawan pa dito sa
Ayun, yakapin
podcast
ang
natin eh.
pagkakataon habang may panahon.
Parang mo silang bagong kasal. So ano, habang buhay kang ganyan, pag mag-aaway kayo, tula naman. Ganon.
Oo. Dapat.
I think this year, interpretative dance. Contemporary.
Actually, more than sing together, we've danced as in random dancing at home.
Wow.
It's movement piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, art as a form of expression. We've been discussing this. But it's also a profession.
Yes.
Hindi ba nagkakaroon ng awkward moments or, pag inisip nyo, you're both in the same career,
Yeah.
the same profession. Wala bang competition? Wala bang feeling na mas umaangat siya, mas nagsasucceed siya?
Well,
How's that?
we really support each other.
Yeah.
And kung it bothers us, siguro hindi siya aabot sa ganun kasi
Yeah.
kung nababother ako sa kanya or nababother siya sa akin, dapat mas mabother kami sa ibang tao.
That's
Eh, hindi
true.
naman kami nababother sa ibang tao.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hindi
I
naman
think-
siya maabot.
In a way, aligned kasi kami in terms of how we see the art form, how we see our work, and our values also just complement one another. So I wouldn't say it's competition. I'm not at all competition, but more, if ever man, we challenge. We challenge each other, and maybe because I support him 100% and he also supports me, so he knows when I'm at my best, or I know when he's at his best.
And we share the same piggy bank. So,
Oo nga.
her win, our win.
Yeah. My win is his win and his success is my success.
That's
So,
good.
Importante
Yeah.
yung share the same piggy bank.
Yeah.
Talaga.
yeah.
Pareho silang nakikinabang.
Oo.
Yes.
And actually, because you own the theater company, you also want other people to succeed
Yes.
because all of you succeed
Yes.
together, right?
And I think actually, when we put up Barefoot Theater Collaborative with 3 other partners, siya yung natanong first. But when I was asked, and then, syempre, for me personally, there was imposter syndrome there kasi as a woman in the industry, parang for me, who am I to parang he was my rock, or parang I felt so much more secure knowing that he was entering it and he was so sure about it. And parang ako, I would of course stand by him and I know what he stands for. So automatic for me, the trust in starting it with them.
Pareho ba role nyo o ibang role nyo? The
Different.
company.
It's the same difference.
Yeah. No, kasi we're
Can you
trying-
explain
Pero
that? It
to
was
be
same.
honest, mas mahirap pala. It's easier to share stage a show
Yeah.
with her than
To do business together.
Yes.
yes.
Ano nga ang role mo doon? Sabi mo, same, different.
To contradict each other.
No, real.
Ideas and all.
Yeah. As
So you're
in-
both creative.
Yes.
Okay.
Because,
Hindi kayo
we're-
mahawak ng pera, hindi yun.
No,
Yeah.
no. We're
So,
not there.
You're on concept,
And I'm also,
creatives.
I'm in marketing. He's
Oh,
in,
yun.
of course, musical direction.
Okay. So
Parang
production
automatic.
ka, ikaw on the
Production.
marketing promo. So it's
He's
different.
usually
It's different also.
He's usually artistic team. So, director, musical director, and he's with the artistic team. Ako, I'm in the marketing side.
yeah.
Or either one of us is acting in it.
Mhm.
But those other hats are also part of it. But he also dabbles in market. Yung parang our ideas, I always tell people na pag kaming dalawa, para kami naka-bonus round. Like in a video game. You know, when you hit a jackpot or like a bonus whatever, it kind of feels like nagda-double
Yeah.
yung
Synergy.
skill.
Wow.
And
1 plus
yung-
1 equals 3,
Yeah.
4, 5. Yeah.
That's amazing. So sa mga roles ninyo, halimbawa, you portray a role kasi very versatile kayong dalawa, di ba? Meron ba kayong mga non-negotiables na, okay, since
Kasi ito extreme
mag-asawa na
roles
tayo.
Extreme roles ka eh.
Oh, mag-asawa na
Ito.
tayo.
She's playing that role?
Halimbawa, mag-asawa na kayo ngayon, di ba? Meron ng bawal or you have complete freedom to accept whatever role that comes your way?
Are you asking her?
Both,
or me?
both.
Both. Oo.
Both.
As in me
As a person.
setting rules?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Your
hindi naman.
No
boundaries.
naman. I usually go to her shows and capture it in 4K.
He usually asks, can I take the video of your entire show? Parang ganun. No, we don't have rules. I think we trust each other enough to know our set boundaries, if any. With the shows we've done in the past,
So
wala namang-
self-regulation.
Yes.
Parang, I trust you to make the decision that's not going to destroy us or
Yeah.
something that's going to build us. Parang ganon. di ba?
Yeah. And I
That's
think
good.
because we started work,
Tsaka in theater naman,
Yeah.
hindi siya ganun.
Oo nga, sa bagay.
Hindi siya ganun eh.
Oo,
Not
diba?
like in showbiz.
Oo.
yeah,
No.
it's different. Very
Oo,
different.
sa showbiz kasi may mga behind the scene na
Yeah.
nakalock ang kwarto.
Grabe.
Grabe no. The drama.
Sa
Yeah.
theater, kita ka ng lahat.
Yeah.
What you see,
It's also
what you
very
get,
community-based, I think. Parang
Kilala nyo ang isa't isa.
It's
Maliit
too
lang
close.
yung community.
it's too close of a community for any boundaries to be really crossed.
Yeah.
If boundaries were crossed, that's career defining, I think. So nothing of that sort, I think I remember like our director for Ang Huling El Bimbo nung 2023. kasi Myke was musical director. He played a role in 2019, but he wasn't my romantic lead. The director was trying to encourage my co-actor. And then he made a comment, something like, nahihiya ka ba kay Myke? Huwag ka mahiya, sanay na yan. Something like that. Tapos syempre everybody laughed. Pero parang meron siyang, parang people already know that we're just so used to our work. Bakit?
Wala, naalala ko lang, speaking of funny boundaries, nung ginawa namin yung Mula sa Buwan ng 2018,
Oh yeah.
yung role ko is yung romantic partner niya,
Uh-huh.
as in Roxanne Christian. And
Oh yeah.
yung scene, humihingi si Christian ng halik from Roxanne, and the kiss happens
Behind the
Behind
window.
the-
So it doesn't
the curtain.
actually kiss.
Yeah.
Kasi may alternate siya.
wala. So shadow lang siya. So walang kiss.
Oh.
Nung ginawa namin yung 2022,
Meron na.
Meron na, but it
Oh
wasn't
my
him
God.
meron
anymore.
na. Pero hindi na ako yung Christian. Iba na yung nakikita ko.
So he was the lead that didn't end up with me.
Oh my
And I
God.
kissed someone else in
So I
front of
see them
him.
kiss.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So wala
Okay
lang.
ka lang. Okay lang.
Okay lang.
It was quite funny.
It added to his character na may unrequited love.
Inside of him, you're saying, hindi niya minimin yan. Hindi niya minimin yan.
Like
Pero sinasabi niya,
ilang
diba, you
times
have
yun?
to be
70
real.
times.
70?
Ay, hindi, 50 plus?
50 times you kiss?
22,
Eh, syempre,
22,
we had a lot of shows. We had a lot
Ang
of-
daming show nun
Ganun.
eh.
That's true. O nga, no?
Diba?
Maybe almost 50.
Pareho ba ang goal ninyo? Kasi in the case of Maricel, yan, all-out artista. Ako, ilang beses na ako inimbita maging artista. And I literally said, no, that's not my career. Uy, alam mo ba yun?
No, but I
said
don't doubt.
no several times.
I don't doubt.
Diba? Yung mga, ako dapat ang kontrabida, ako dapat ang ex-boyfriend ni Vilma, mga ganun-ganon. I said, no. Hindi.
Hindi.
Pambalita lang ako. No, I said, no,
Never
we have
too
different
late.
career goals. Kayo, same industry, same place, diba? Same company. Do you have the same career goal, or is there any parting of ways? Is there any individual uniqueness that's just Myke, just Gab? O pareho ba?
Our goal is to have a lot of goals.
Yeah. So true. Just to, I think for both of us, kasi when we pursued this career, both of us just wanted to do it forever. And it's the kind na parang we want it to be as sustainable as it could be, diba? So parang when it comes to choosing our projects or choosing the shows that we work on, a lot of times it's together, but many times it's also apart. Parang mostly we do barefoot shows together.
Right.
But the shows outside of that, wala na kami kinalaman sa isa't isa nun. So si Myke recently had 2 films sa MMFF. And then, ako nga proud ako kasi parang, yung kalab team niya dun, si Marian Rivera. Yung ganyan, yung parang, wow, ganyan. Though he dies. Though he dies. Pero
Hindi pa niya nahalikan na baril na siya.
Oo, parang na-excite lang kami for each other.
Oo.
And then parang, ako naman, I auditioned by myself for Jesus Christ Superstar, which is his favorite
Congratulations,
musical.
by the way.
Thank you. But, diba, parang for me, that's his and my dad's favorite musical. So that also makes me more excited to do it. So a lot of the stuff that we do is also very individualistic. But, parang, we're aligned eh. Parang,
Is there a goal that you've stated? This is what we want to accomplish.
I think we just wanted, personally, I want to be in all creative corners.
Okay.
Meaning I started as an actor, but I became a musical director. Na I didn't know I could be one of the
go-to.
busiest musical directors. And now I wanted to do photography again and filming contents.
Yeah.
O, si Gab naman.
Ako, being a producer was never part of the plan. But it's because of us being able to do it together, kaya siya nangyayari. But I think that's part of why I'm able to do the shows that I want to do. So it's a lot of the passion projects. Also, recently we closed Anthropology. None of us
Congratulations. for
none
that.
of us acted in it, but it
Great
was a
reviews.
passion project.
Great reviews.
It was a passion project for both of us. And So, ganun, parang very, like, of course, as actors, as artists, very contractual siya, di ba? So, parang, we have dreams, we have a list of shows that we want to do. Meron siya. May bucket list kami, parang, may bucket
Because
list kami.
it's a special privilege to just be able to do what you want to do
Yeah.
in
Of course
theater.
it is.
Yeah.
Very
Hindi ka
much.
napipilitan.
Hindi
Yeah.
lahat merong ganyan na
Not at all.
luxury.
So, we're very privileged that we have Barefoot and our three partners, JMY, Pat, and Rona, who trust us also so completely when it comes to artistic decisions. Parang we have that playground, but that playground is also why we can choose to do other things. Like, yun, MMFF, ako with my other shows outside of Barefoot. So parang, and then when people ask us sometimes na parang, what if mag-abroad kayo? Parang, I think the one thing that we never really discussed it in full, pero parang the one thing that we're aligned about is that's why we put up Barefoot, because we want to be able to work and tell stories here. Filipino stories for Filipino people.
Paano kung ma-offer kayo?
I don't want to be Goofy or Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but kung ma-offer, syempre that's
Let's say for you to do a
something-
project abroad. Okay ba yan? Support ba? Ganyan. Support
I have a
ba kung hindi kayo
feeling-
magkasama?
I have a feeling nga, parang,
Alpha ba?
well, I have a feeling nga where both of us will end up discussing it and maybe both of us will go. Alam mo yun, yung parang it's lalo na, pero kung short term, that's another
Yeah.
thing. If it's a longer term, that's another discussion altogether. Pero we're aligned that, kumbaga, we're planting seeds
You'll
here.
take it, you'll cross the bridge when
Yes.
you get there, you'll discuss it,
Yes. And there was a time that I auditioned for Miss Saigon and he secretly auditioned for it also. Tapos siya yung na-shortlist. Pero hindi mo kinuha.
Pero pag,
Bakit secret? Bakit kailangan secret? Hindi mo sinabi sa kanya.
Hindi kasi meron yung, di ba, mga
NDA.
non-disclosure
Yeah.
agreements.
Oh, but they asked me if I can speak in German. Sabi ko, no.
He was being offered the German TUI or something.
Yeah, but you know what? I
Non-Deutsch
see you guys
speaking.
as global artists. Talagang, I see you everywhere. Pero syempre, outside of your careers, meron din kayong personal life. Do you do
Meron ba?
things?
Ganun.
Do you do things together or apart from each other during your personal time
Oh yeah.
away from the limelight?
Yes.
Like what?
You take everything personally, Joe.
They walk. They used to run, huh? Now they
Yes.
walk
Uh-huh.
together.
As I shared earlier, I would run because he enjoyed running. But now I don't like running. So he walks with me.
Oh, see?
At nag-gym yan
adjust.
paminsan-minsan, tama ba?
He brings me to the gym.
Paminsan-minsan.
Before, sinamahan niya ako mag 3K swim.
Oh, wow.
Sinamahan ko
And she
lang.
was just reading a book
Sinamahan ko lang. Sinamahan ko lang
while I
siya.
killed
Support.
myself.
Pinag-drive ka niya.
Yeah, support lang. No, but we...
Nag-3K ka, bro?
In
Kasama
Papagayo.
mo ba si
In
Timo
Papagayo.
dyan sa
No nga
Wow.
eh.
And Subic.
Yeah.
So, I know that you love coffee.
Yes.
What about coffee? Do you love?
I love that he learned how to make coffee because I love coffee.
So, he makes for you
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
Not every day.
No, not every day.
Uh-huh.
I try. Like, when
Because-
I wake up earlier than him. Kasi.
Because sometimes I wanted her to just learn.
Ayan.
Which, to be fair, I know na how to make a hot latte. I don't know my most recent one that I failed this morning kasi hindi siya gumising. So, I tried to make an Aerocano, which is basically you aerate the espresso, and I tried doing it, and then
Ano
I
ba
woke
yun?
him up. Aerocano.
Ngayon ko nga lang narinig yun eh.
I woke him up. I was
I
like,
will make you try it.
yes, it's so good. But anyway, parang I was like,
Parang
Mike,
soda
I
coffee.
failed. Yes. Para siyang,
Gosh.
how do you explain it? Americano, pero may,
cold coffee.
Yeah.
It's cold coffee. It's so.
Pero may foam.
May foam.
So anyway, I failed to make the foam.
Cappuccino.
No.
No.
It's just black coffee. No.
No
We don't-
sugar, no anything.
Pero may foam.
And
Yes.
It brings out the flavor and the
Wow.
notes of the beans.
Yes.
Wow.
So anyway, I woke him up because I was like, I failed. I couldn't do it. I just had iced espresso. That's all I had. Because he's like, okay, tomorrow we'll let you know. So yeah, we like doing things together. We like discovering things together. Recently, pero ayaw na niya, we went bouldering together.
Ganun ba?
And I fell.
Yes. And he
Oh.
almost fell.
Oh,
And I almost broke my ankle, sabi
Well,
ko.
at least you tried.
Yes.
I'm now an uncle. I can't break my ankle.
So I got a little sad about that. Like, he was like, do you feel bad because I don't want to go bouldering with you na? And I was like, a little bit, because that was one of the activities that we enjoyed
Sinubukan
doing
naman,
together.
nasaktan nga para
Oo.
sa'yo, di ba?
pero may mga things na okay lang na hindi nyo ginagawa together, right? Like,
Like
example,
reading.
Like
You
reading,
don't
which is
read
what
as much as she does.
Well,
Oh, he has
I've
a mini library na.
started buying books already.
But not yet
Reading na lang.
reading. Buying pa lang.
Reading na lang.
No, in fairness naman, I sometimes see you like
Kaya,
reading.
I like reading books na like mga hindi siya fiction.
Yeah.
So more on like
History,
Life
gano'n?
books.
life
Non-
Biology.
Non-fiction.
like
I wanted to ask you this. It's not in this set questions we're being asked to, go through. What has theater taught you about the journey of life together or marriage? Anong naitulong ng pagiging theater actors in the
Wala.
disciplines of a married life,
we are all a work of art. Our lives are built
Right.
on different pieces.
Yeah.
And we have to embrace the whole picture because like Gab or me, I'm not perfect. Like
Stop,
this
yeah.
pimple, this imperfection is just 1% of the imperfection.
Right.
But if you just can't zoom in. You have to see the whole picture.
Historian.
Yeah.
Like the Mona Lisa.
Wow.
When you zoom in sa Mona Lisa, ang daming cracks and mga as in blemishes. Pero when you see it from a distance, it's the best art piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nung wala pa si Gab, blemish lang ito.
Blemish na.
Tapos nung nagsama sila. How about you, Gab? What's one discipline that theater has brought to your marriage?
Oh my gosh, so many. I think one thing about theater kasi is it's never about yourself.
Yeah.
It's parang a lot of people think, I mean, you know how people assume na it's glamorous being an artist or pagiging artista or what. But theater is a lot less glamorous pa than what they say it's not glamorous when you're in showbiz. Theater is a lot of hard work and discipline, which I feel na in carrying our relationship as a married couple, it's all like marathon nga, as he said. Parang we have to be together. We're together. We made a vow to be together until the end. So despite all the difficulties, the hardships, the challenges, our conflicts or miscommunication, parang a lot like theater that you try to understand every part of your character and how nuanced the character is, how imperfect the character is.
You get bruises.
Yeah, we get
tired.
blemishes and we get bruises, and parang one thing they always say is to never judge your character. Like the role that you're playing, never judge that person kasi human siya, imperfect
Galing,
siya.
galing
but
ng
you can't judge.
preparation for
Yeah.
your life together.
So
having
it's a
gone
lot of
through.
that. It's a lot
Yeah.
of yun, like he said, embracing the person as a whole and still learning. I mean, for me, every theater production is a chance to learn more about not just theater but about yourself. That's how marriage is also. It's learning about each other every day and how to deal with certain things, how to regulate yourself also. There's a lot of self-regulation there. And parang when we argue or because I tell him that I'm really completely 100% myself when I'm with him. So sometimes he questions how I could be different in front of people and when it's just the two of us. And I'm like, because when I'm with you, lahat ng walls ko, wala
You're
na.
my safe space.
Yeah, lahat ng, you know how you carry yourself in public. Of course, it's so different when you're at home. Like, you just kind of wanna exhale everything and just
Be yourself.
relax and be
Yeah.
yourself.
Hindi mo mahirap yun, emotional kayo on stage. Emotional kayo sa mga plays.
Mas emotional kami off stage. Wala.
Sabi mo kanina, paano yung
Madrama kayo.
hindi yung away, yung drama.
Yeah.
Yung pag-aaway, lahat yan kasama sa samahan, di ba? Do are you able to regulate when you're fighting your emotions? Kaya ba? Kasi napaka-emotional ninyo bilang artista.
Is it do we do regulation or we just open the valve and just let it go?
Yeah.
No, that's my question to you guys. Do you just let it go? Ganon? O-
I think so.
Kasi
Yeah.
I
kami
think
kung mag-let go, magsisigawan kami nito.
Abandonment na mangyayari doon.
Yeah. Not naman abandonment. We let go, pero we reach a certain level of, alam mo yung parang let go and then, okay, let's talk about it.
Kasi natitrain nga sila doon eh. They know how to let go, but then they know how to
Yeah.
step back and then
Yeah.
control, di ba? Express control. Ganon, ano?
I wouldn't say it's that level,
Yeah.
yung abandonment. Not
Yeah,
at
kasi
all.
merong restraint.
Yes.
So, since we're talking about marriage being in a marathon, at this stage in your marathon,
Saan na kayo?
what song
Next naman.
what song now embodies the stage that you are
Ay,
in?
hirap ng song. Ikaw sumagot mo.
Eye of the Tiger ba?
100 miles.
Ano yun?
What's that? And I would walk the different.
Anong stage na kayo and what song would capture that? You know? May starting, may halfway, may patapos na, may...
96 million miles
Ooh.
Oh,
from the sun.
Please explain. I don't know that song. Do I know that song?
Jason Mraz.
Ah.
And what's the essence of that song? What is it saying?
it's okay to sing it too.
Para siyang metaphor siya ng just realizing the distance of the earth
Yeah.
from the
From
sun.
the sun.
And this is our tiny home. So I found my home
Oh,
with Gab.
nice.
Ganda naman. Ano, ganda
96,000
naman, no?
miles?
Million
Oh,
miles.
96,000 million
So ano, parang
miles.
malayo siya?
Million
gonna
miles from the sun.
Go, sing it. Just the chorus, go. I don't
Ano
know
nga
that
ba
song
yun?
eh. The lyrics.
When you know. Cut! Sorry.
Go.
Hindi
Hindi mo alam. O, sige.
memorize yung lyrics eh. But it's yung pinaka-line na nagsistick sa akin is you will always come back home.
Mm.
Yeah.
You will, when you know. Na.
Google
So
nyo na lang.
ang sun malayo. Ikaw maliit lang.
Yeah.
Pero ito ang home mo.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in your marriage, therefore, it represents. Well, you said that she's your home.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the
So,
vastness of the universe, I'm home. Parang ganyan.
So I think no matter where, if I'm going to interpret what
Sure,
you said,
please do.
no matter where, kasi syempre it's very early in the marriage. It's only been 3 years. Though we've known each other for so long, I would say that's why. I guess that's also why we feel. I feel like it just happened. Our wedding just happened. So I feel like no matter where we are in the marathon, as long as we're together,
Yeah.
and we still find each other, and we are each other's home and safe space. It doesn't matter how early we are in the marathon, and how far we have
Yeah.
to go, but we're side by
Ang
side.
galing naman yun. It doesn't matter, no? Whether you're 20th, 21st, halfway through.
We're just
There's always a wall. We asked this of other guests in a marathon where you hit it and bang. You start asking yourself, ba't ko pa ginawa ito? You know, sometimes you hit it at the 30th kilometer out of 42, sometimes halfway. Have you ever reached that point? And how did you overcome that? Yung parang, my gosh, kaya ko pa ba to? Kaya ko matapusin ito? Itutuloy ko pa ba to?
I think that's why, personally, that's why I think I made our proposal memorable. We shared it with everyone.
Mm. So you're accountable to everyone.
And then we come the wedding, we invited all the important people in our lives to share it with them. I think it's important na we celebrated that day so that it will be a core memory to always constantly remind you why you did it.
So those moments, it's been tough. You go back to that core
Yeah.
memory.
Yes, it
It's
will.
the village we built together also. The
Yeah.
community that we've built together. And it's, I mean, for any individual, diba? Parang you're never alone. There's always that support group or there's always that community that you have. And for us, it's not just about the community I built or the community he built, but what we built together.
Yeah.
And
You want to run fast, run alone. You want to run far, run together.
yeah.
Galing, galing, galing.
Yeah, I remember this one time where we came to our counselor to say we're actually going to separate. We decided after 6 months of being together that we don't need to go on anymore. And then the counselor was just saying, yeah, that's right. How many people attended your wedding? And we're like, so many. You know that you're accountable to every person that you invited to your wedding because you just asked them to be part of your lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's when we realized, this has been all about us
Yeah.
for the first 6 months. But this is not all about us. This is about everybody else rooting for us. It's like when you're in a marathon, people are cheering for you. You want to give up, but they want you to finish.
Yeah.
And the more they cheer for you, the more you have enough courage to
Yes.
go on.
To go on.
Yeah, Mike, remember, I'm the younger brother of Kuya Joseph, your father-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but also, I remember there
Yeah,
was
I remember you taking my hand really tight, and I broke my nail.
oh yeah. When it took a while, diba, for me to bring him to like a big, I mean, for
Yeah.
anyone that joins the family naman, it takes a while. Parang ang daming warm up before. But now I think it's so it's so important to us. Parang I found also when we were growing as a couple, even before we got married, it was when we started also seeing our families together
Yeah.
that we were able to grow even more as a couple, and that we were able to find more value in our relationship when we were able to enjoy our relationship with other people. And I remember an argument that we were arguing not recent, maybe last year. And I remember I was really tired and I just wanted to stop. I'm the type I can hermit kasi, or I really I need a break. I need to walk away for a bit, ganyan. And then like I said earlier, we challenge each other. He mentioned to me, he was really like, hindi mo na kaya, I can do this all day. Parang that kind of reminded me na parang, oh my God, he's willing to deal with me crying all day. Parang, alam mo yun, yung parang, he said something like, I can do this all day.
Yeah.
Like, I can
Two are
keep
better
going.
than one. Diba? That's what the
And-
scripture
yeah.
says. Na pag nahulog yung isa,
Yeah.
hihilahin kita.
Yeah.
Diba?
So there's that. There's,
Hindi kita sasabayan.
Yeah.
Merong
Hihilahin
mga tao
kita.
na you can't deal
yeah.
for
Yeah.
a day.
Galing.
But
galing.
when I chose God,
Yeah.
I was prepared to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest
I can
of
take
my
this,
life.
right? I can
Wow.
take this shit.
Yeah.
Ganon, diba?
Yeah, meron.
I can take these shitty moments.
In my head, I'm like, whoa.
Love it.
Sige,
Love
sabi
it.
niya, sige, kaya.
Figuratively.
Ano
Come
pa?
on, come on.
Ano pa? Sige. And I was like, oh, wow, okay.
That's
Parang
great.
medyo natauhan ako ng slight. Yung parang the brain kind of battled with the heart a bit there and was really like, okay, where were we? Parang ganon. So that grounded me
Galing.
also a lot. And yeah.
Wow, thank you
It's a
so
nice
much.
line, bro. I'm gonna use it next.
You can do it all day.
I can do it. Sige.
Yeah.
I'm here. I can take this whole day.
Fight on.
Wow! I learned something today. Salamat, Mike.
You wanna throw in the towel? Come on. I will
Na-
laundry.
Woohoo!
Yes,
Myke
marriage
and Gab.
is indeed a marathon.
Super marathon.
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 Ano ang message nyo sa mga young couples who are considering tying the knot, who are busy with their careers, who still want, everything
Oh,
that life has to offer?
if you're gonna choose a person that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, be sure you choose the right person. And you can never be sure, diba? So parang you have to be all in 100% and be ready to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. And it has to be someone that can support you.
Somebody who will stay,
Somebody who will stay
who
and
will take
support
it,
you
even
and
in your
push
worst
you
days.
Yan.
and challenge you.
Wow, I like that.
It's a lot of that.
Kapatid, what's your message to your father-in-law?
Oh my gosh, they don't need to send each other messages. They send each other reels every day.
And memes. Siguro in a runner's perspective,
I love that.
run at your own pace.
Yan.
And if you choose
like
to if you choose to run with a partner, you have to be able to share the same pace, or if you are a faster runner, or if she is a faster runner, let her run, and then dapat hintayin mo ako sa finish
Yun!
Yeah.
and
Yun,
take my
yun.
photo
I love that.
so that we can take our medals.
Yes.
Together.
Yes. Galing.
May
It's still
I
the same race. It's still the same race. Sometimes it's a different pace, right?
Yes,
Are you
because
okay,
at the
man?
end of the race, we will all
Uminom
get
muna ng
our
tubig
loot
to.
bags,
Yes.
our freebies.
In the end, you have the same loot bag, the same medals, the same core memories.
Yes.
So kahit na iniwan ako ng misis ko, alam ko at babalik yan.
Nagportalet lang.
Oo nga, okay lang
Nag-water
yan.
lang,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Maricel, Laxa-Pangilinan. And in Marriage is a Marathon, Gab and Myke. Palakpakan naman natin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You want to say goodbye?
This has been Marriage is a Marathon.
The podcast season 2. God bless, guys. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Marriage is a Marathon, the podcast season 2.
Thank you so much, Mango, for our outfits for today. This episode was shot at Midnight Dream Studio.
For feedback, suggestions, questions, please comment below. And don't forget to follow us on our socials, Anthony Pangilinan and Mommy Maricel.
Run it one step at a time. See you in our next podcast, and God bless you.